Hello, my friends and fellow VEDSies. Apologies for the radio silence the past couple days. I'm okay, but my technology, not so much. I'm still going to try and get out as many videos as I can. I'm setting my cutoff at October 1st. That's the wrap up, and whatever I can do today and tomorrow, I'm gonna try and do. And for today, admittedly, I wasn't sure what I was gonna do until a lady at work handed me a business card for one of her friends who works at a tattoo parlor. And I realized that I've never talked about tattoos, because while I don't have any myself, I want to get some, despite, or perhaps because of all of my medical history shenanigans. I am a little nervous about getting any. I don't love needles, so I wouldn't want to go by myself, and I'd want to go with somebody that I trust. But I think tattoos can be beautiful and gorgeous and really help snapshot moments in your life. So I figured I would share the ideas I have with you guys. I like the concept of having tattoos being symmetrical, and so my first placement thought is sort of this area up here on each arm. It's something that I could cover up really easily if I was working somewhere that wasn't tattoo friendly or was in a show where that wouldn't work. But it's also somewhere that I could see really easily. It's a lot of the incognito spots you don't actually get to see. The thematic symmetry, I would like a sunrise and a moon. The sun rising representing renewed hope is a very common theme in general, but specifically in pieces of literature and music that I love. We can talk about Les Miserables, even the darkest night will end and the sun will rise. Of Harry Potter's senior year, after the sun has had its rest, it will arise and light up the sky. Sunrise theme comes up in A Tale of Two Cities. It is the crux of the finale of Next to Normal. And Night at the Museum 3 has the quote, "Smile, my boy, it's sunrise," which is very emotionally significant to me. The first time I watched Night at the Museum 3 was when I was 17 turning 18, so the movie was ending right around midnight, and so the first thing I did as a legal adult was cry about Night at the Museum 3. And at that point I got the idea for this as a first tattoo. And the themes and the symbolism have only gotten stronger from that point. More nights have ended, more suns have risen, and I think it would be a beautiful symbol of the things I've survived and that there can always be a better tomorrow. The moon has less symbolic meaning. I just always have liked the moon. I was a kid who loved the idea of space travel and wanted to go to the moon one day, and I think a pretty little moon with a little star, it would feel fitting. I also have the idea for a few flowers. There's 3 flowers, but I would want it to be symmetrical, so I don't know what combination would be the best. We have the rose, the crocus, and the snowdrop. The rose, you might be able to guess, is tied in with Beauty and the Beast, of course, as well as my very intense middle school Phantom of the Opera phase. It's also just a beautiful flower. Wallace had a rose garden. I filmed a few VEDS videos in it. It's a lovely flower that I have some fond feelings for. The crocus has a lot more symbolism attached since it is one of the first flowers you get at the end of winter into the beginning of spring. Again, symbolizing that hope and renewal and rebirth. It's also a reference to the opening line of the Secret Garden musical. The opening bit is, "Clusters of crocus, purple and gold, blankets of pansies, up from the cold, lilies and iris, safe from the chill, Safe in my garden, snowdrops so still. And Secret Garden is tied with Next to Normal for my favorite musical, so that would make sense. But snowdrops are also included at the end of that little section of the song, and they also do a similar thing with the poking out of the snow at the very beginning of spring. Snowdrop also ties into my D&D experiences. It is a nickname for Brina, and having something that represents her and that campaign and everything that's come from that campaign in one tattoo would just be perfect. And so far, those are really all of my ideas, or at least the ones that have stuck. I can see myself coming up with others down the line as more significant things happen or past memories feel more significant. But right now, these are the 5 ideas that are kind of sticking with me. You guys have any tattoos or any advice on getting tattoos? I would love to hear more from people who know and also won't judge me for asking the silly questions. Should we design a VEDS matching tattoo? No. We're not doing that. I'm not doing that if somebody else wants to do it. Alright, my friends and fellow VEDSies, I'll see you tomorrow? Question mark.